Most people set New Year's resolutions only to fail by February. I've been there. But this year, I've learned something that can truly change your life. Here's my take on why resolutions fail and what you should focus on instead. Since I was introduced to the world of social media, I've seen big influencers posting every year about their amazing accomplishments, how incredible their lives are, and the dream they are living. Inspired by that, I decided to create an Instagram post about what I had achieved that year, but I quickly realized I had nothing significant to show. That made me feel even more miserable. When the new year came around, I wrote down another big motivating list of amazing goals I was determined to achieve to transform my life, but none of them ever happened. That's why I felt that I have to create this video, not to let others feel the way I did, stuck and making no real progress, but to help them get it right and make a real transformation. Before moving forward, it's important to see the world from both sides, even if you are super optimistic. Like it or not, everything happens for a reason, and by reflecting on what worked and what didn't, you can improve in the next year. Personally, 2024 was a year full of action, change and lessons. If I had gotten the same results a few years ago, I would have been mad angry about the failure. But now, as a grown man, I see failure as mandatory, because without them, you won't find the right path. If I hadn't made those stupid attempts in the past, I wouldn't have learned from them. Have you ever had a moment in your life where the situation forced you to grow up and become more responsible? Your age has nothing to do with being a grown, responsible person. That only happens when real-life situations challenge you to step up. This year for me was a transition. I was fired from my stable job as an electric right before my second daughter was born. Suddenly, the full responsibility to take care of my family was on my shoulders. The risk, the stress, everything. It felt like life, or God, was testing me. If you solve this, you will move to the next level. But if not, you will fall 5 or more levels down. I'm proud to say that I passed the test by going all in. By the end of the year, I had started a fully legit digital marketing agency, but it wasn't just my career. It felt like every area of my life was transitioning. Health, relationships, finances, everything. Here's the thing. It's one thing to hear theories on the internet, but it's completely different to face real-life scenarios. I've learned something this year about human psychology. What we chase often doesn't come to us. When I was scared of running out of money without a stable income, I tried multiple things at once, afraid to fail at any of them. But that approach goes against the natural law of how things work, and it creates a vicious negative cycle. After going through this for 2 or 3 months, I finally understood that I needed to focus on one thing, get good at it, and only then spread my focus elsewhere. There are natural laws that needed to be respected if you want something to work out. And the best or worst part is, you can't see the path ahead very clearly. You just have to trust the process. Why is it that some people achieve the goals they set for themselves while others don't? And why does making resolutions often leave you stuck rather than positively influencing your life? Growing up poor, I remember when I first got on the road of self-improvement, and I tried to become an entrepreneur. One year, I set a goal to own a brand new Mercedes S-Class by the end of the year. I dreamed about it constantly, imagining myself driving it, but the big problem was my actions didn't align with that dream. Now, I still believe in setting big goals for yourself, goals that feel almost impossible, but I've learned that they don't just magically become reality. You have to work on that middle part between where you are now and your goal. That middle part is essentially a plan. How you are going to try, improve, and give it your best effort every day. In my scenario, the car was priced around 100,000 euros, but I was only making 500 euros per month at the time. On top of that, I picked up a business model with very little potential to earn that kind of money. That's not a goal, it's just a dream then. So I built up all this hope and postponed facing reality, waiting for the end of the year to see the amazing results I thought I would achieve. But of course, those results didn't come. Guess what I did at the end of the year? I made another resolution, got disappointed again, and set new goals, maybe a little bit smaller, thinking that would be easier to achieve, but I still had that broken middle reality between where I was and where I wanted to be. Having a real life plan on how you are going to accomplish something is a must. Even if you don't have all the answers upfront, you at least need to see yourself making progress and finding solutions along the way. Instead of lying to your brain and convincing yourself that something will magically happen within a set time frame, stop the worst thing possible. When you set unrealistic expectations, you avoid all the hard situations, stress, risks, and the challenges that will actually make you successful. And once again, you won't hit your goals. Instead, I focus on my performance as a person. I reflect on what I did throughout the year to move closer to my goals. But instead of just being proud of the small moves I made, I ask myself where I can get even better. I get serious with myself and acknowledge that there's always competition, and if I don't take this seriously, I'll be left behind. The world won't always be kind to you, and that's a fact. Once I analyze myself honestly, I spot areas where I wasted the most time, the habits that held me back, and the things that didn't align with what I really wanted. I also identify areas where small improvements could make a huge difference over time. And this understanding pushes me to grow mentally, realizing that great things take time. There is no need to rush. I just focus on making consistent progress in the areas that matters most. When I approach my goals this way, I immediately become more aware of my strengths, the areas I need to work on, and even my weaknesses. This clarity is what drives real change. We often overestimate what we can achieve in 1 year, but underestimate what we can accomplish in 5 or 10 years. Small, consistent improvements over time compound into something extraordinary. This year could be the year that makes all the difference. What if you stopped comparing your life to others on social media and started living in a way that truly feels right for you? What if instead of chasing materialistic goals, you focus on improving key areas of your life? For instance, if you are thinking about your business, what if you dedicated this year to mastering sales instead of aiming for the next car model? The skill, experience, and character you will build by focusing on growth will be enough to get you anything you want in life that money can buy, and even more. But here's another perspective. Sometimes it's not about adding more to your life, but eliminating the things that holding you back. Write down 3 bad habits that, if removed, could make your life 10 times better. For example, if you eat too much sugar, quitting could transform your health and energy. If you are afraid of communicating with people, improving these will boost your confidence and open countless doors. If you watch harmful content or smoke weed, letting go of this habit could completely shift your life in ways you can imagine. I'll leave you on this note with you as you want. Just a simple dad running his marketing agency, improving his life step by step, and sharing the lessons and fuck-ups along the way. Drop a subscribe so I can help you improve your life as well. And if you want more daily content and updates, come hang out with me on Instagram stories.